The heroes racked their brains at the implausibility of their situation. A never-ending staircase that circles back to the same locations. During their efforts, they find the pavilion quite empty and devoid of Jaal and his wolf companion. And while working through some desperate theories, Kruka discovers a part of the illusion. A fake wall within the ever-spiraling hall. This led to a series of rooms and flashes of the past. Valcora and her seemingly everyday life, offering glimpses into her relationship with Wallach and her personal gruesome delights. Eventually, they are greeted by a terrifying wisp, the like of which none has ever seen or even heard in their studies, the like of which I hope I never see. It blanketed them in darkness and quickly proved to completely and utterly outmatch them, making an offer to let two go if it may keep one. But teamwork and quick thinking saw them all escape its clutches and bar the way behind them. I'm really proud of them.
You all may or may not recall a piece of information that I had given all of you before we even started recording this adventure. It was...
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Talking about a mega dungeon and how it works and how this one works and how there are certain parts of it that will incentivize you to return to a place you've already been, but that also went hand in hand with the occasional possible discovery of a creature that is well beyond your capacity.
I do remember this now.
And this sort of warning, as it were, was not, I won't say exclusively, but was definitely inspired by my first reading of this room, these series of runes in this encounter. Because, keep in mind, normally there'd be four of you, but you'd all be one level lower, which would have made it that much more deadly. Yes, you would have had more...
I don't think it would have made it as deadly as you think it would have.
Lady Gilda would have actually gone down in those two hits, as opposed to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but we would have had 3 more actions in the action economy, and I think
True.
that would balance out the lower level. But yes, you are correct.
I will also reveal this to you. This is a little sneak peek. Lady Gilda, who has one of the highest, if not the highest, a chance to hit, could not hit that creature without a natural 20, even at one level above.
Wow. Holy shit!
Yeah,
Yikes.
So its AC is above 34, is what Freeman's saying.
Nope. Didn't you roll a natural 19 and still miss?
Well, yeah, with the wounded or with the drained and the fear condition.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So my actual BAB is
Sure.
14.
Gotcha. Regardless, I'm not going to give you the AC, but
No.
That scenario, yeah, that you would not have been able to succeed, land a hit without a natural 20. So, yeah, you went in a little.
It
worse
was the
for wear,
19
but...
that I rolled, or that I called the retreat on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good call.
So, real deadly, and and it's worth noting just as a reminder to everybody, including listeners, that I don't know if I really mentioned it or put too much effort into making sure it was clear, but there was another door in that room that you discovered this creature, this void.
Yeah, I was considering, while invisible, making a break for that door, but I chickened out.
So yeah, prime example of maybe you want to come back sometime. Maybe you don't. You haven't gone back to the golem, the wood golem. That's for sure.
We haven't really leveled up since, like, we've made one level since the golem, and I don't.
Yeah.
I like 6th level, I'll feel comfortable taking on the golem, but 5th level, it's just I just don't see it yet.
Well, the problem with the golem was, I don't think, from what I recall anyway, it wasn't your level. It was the fact that you couldn't damage it, and neither could Tulak. Because it had magic immunity and you were doing non-lethal damage. Like, if you had switched up your strategy, you still could have done that, but you just have avoided it so far.
Yeah, I am feeling pretty good about the burning axe.
the burning wood splitter you have in your hands.
Seems pretty well suited for a golem made of wood.
Yeah.
I like.
Regardless, I just thought I'd throw that out there. That was something that we talked about for our sort of understanding of the adventure hook, what to expect. There was a certain amount of stuff we went through, listeners, to like make sure we didn't go too far astray on like our character choices. So I didn't want anyone choosing, Arctic terrain if they chose a ranger, as their favored terrain, because I wanted to make sure everyone knew what was ahead. I even gave them like the majority of creature, traits that might be there. Not all of them. There's a ton of options down here that we've discovered. But it was like I went out of my way to give a real good foundation for everyone to build their characters around this adventure, so that they were not to have an extra advantage, but to make sure they weren't at a disadvantage by mistake. And that was just one of those things I couldn't not bring up, because it really, in my mind, looked like it would be a really unfair thing, and like I might get some ire being like, what the fuck, why did you do that to us?
Yeah, I have the luxury of having run plenty of games where I completely believe in the Kobayashi Maru. Like, there are certain situations where there is no win to be had, so seeing situations like this, I think I can pretty quickly identify them, because I run my games the same way. Like, you may run into a CR 17 dragon at 4th level. That doesn't mean you can handle it.
Right. You should know better. If you're at that level. Yeah.
Yeah. When I go hiking, I run into wolves and moose and and bobcats all the time. And like, I know I can't take them.
Okay. Just to carry that analogy on, are you fighting smaller woodland creatures right now to work your way up?
Sometimes
He's working
I
his way
fish.
up to them, yeah.
Every now and again, I'll fight a grouse.
Just like kicking a squirrel on your way through the woods.
He's got a whole necklace
The
trophy
old West
of
Coast
chipmunks.
grind. Why do you? It's called the grouse grind, Duncan.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just a simple East Coaster.
I thought it was called the gross grind, because by the time you get up there, you're so sweaty it's gross.
It can be two things.
Well,
for those of you listeners who are not that nerdy, the Kobayashi Maru is a no-win scenario from Star Trek.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Just in case there's that one person out there.
It actually took me a sec to like, I've heard that before, but I don't know what it means. But I did figure it out eventually. But yes, thanks for clarifying. All right. Well, you have narrowly escaped, and honestly, hero point to Krucka, because him blocking that door is what saved you.
And the healing potion he gave Gilda.
Yeah, but it was both. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah.
Was not
MVP
one or the other.
Sure.
It was and you were given a pseudo offer there in the midst of it. So first of all, I want to know what you're doing exactly next to make sure you can. What I assume is your plan is to go rest, but like Gilda's in a really rough shape. So let's get that out of the way first, and then I want to know what the fuck everyone's thinking.
So like there's a lot of things mechanically that Gilda needs to do in order for me to feel safe to traverse this shit tunnel back to the next level. But I kind of want to set the scene by actually talking about how she's feeling, because there was a moment there where when she did the 3-action crawl out of that last room, there was a hot second where that last action was an interact action and not a crawl.
Oh,
She almost shut the door and sacrificed herself so you guys could get out of there.
oh,
It was remembering that Krucka already gave the healing potion and stayed back to try and help her out. It was those actions that prevented her from just shutting the door and sacrificing herself.
so it saved you even a role playing aspect. It
Yep.
determined your decision making.
Very much so.
So sick.
So we see her and Krucka like limp out of this room. I imagine he's helping her out because she's got 7 hit points and she's just bleeding out of everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Most of the damage you took was force damage too. It's like this magical
Yeah.
like punch almost, you know?
Yeah, so her shield's like dented. Her half plate is like dented in places where like she can't fully extend her lungs because her plate is dented so aggressively. So she's having a hard time breathing. And I think Krucka just like drops her in the hallway so she can sit down and try and catch her breath because mechanically I need to treat wounds realistically because I'm at wounded 2. And if I go down 1 more, that means I'm dead permanently. And in order to feel comfortable treating wounds at 7 HP, I need a little bit more hit points because if I critically fail, that's 1d8 or 2d8 damage that I would take in that situation, and I'm not willing to risk Gilda any further than I already have.
Oh no, if you go down one more time, you won't die. It's dying 4 you die. If you go down one more time, you
still
die 3. Yeah,
it's
you're,
still.
I mean,
not
you're still a
worth it.
huge risk, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's not quite that close.
So I think we're gonna have to take 10 minutes here so she can refocus, if that's okay with you guys.
Yep.
Yeah, of
Krucka
course.
would like to perform a medicine check on Tulok during that time, or penance from slashing him with an axe.
Also, Tulok will.
-1 hero point.
What's your medicine?
He uses nature rolls, and he's got a +9.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Carry on.
Okay, well, let's hope I don't kill you.
He's also very well read, in case you were
Yeah.
wondering.
Reads about nature. David Suzuki, eat your heart out. Oh, he fails the medicine check with an 11. I tried.
Okay.
You're not used to repairing the wounds you inflict.
Yeah. So in that time, Gilda would naturally heal 10 HP back from the crystal Aeon Stone. She will then lay on hands for another 18, bringing her up to 35, which puts her at about half. And now I will attempt a treat wounds.
Do you not have your desperate prayer, or have you used it already today?
I think I've already used it today. It's so late in the day that I can't remember, so I'm just gonna assume that I used it. I think I did use it.
I feel like you did too. Yeah.
I think I used it against the wraiths, maybe in the last combat.
The whites. Yeah.
The whites. So I'm just gonna assume it's if I don't know for sure that I haven't used it, I'm just gonna assume I used it. That seems fair. But I am going to roll a medicine check to try and treat wounds on herself. She's like hammering out the dents in her plate, like trying to stitch the wounds behind it. That is a 19. So I do pass unless you've adjusted the DC.
Nope, I have not.
Okay. So that will remove the wounded condition. And she'll get 15 points back.
That's not
so
bad.
She's looking okay now. Her shield is pretty mangled, but if you guys need it, she can try and treat wounds on either of you guys now as well. How you doing, Tulok?
Tulok is down almost half.
Okay, so if Krucka could try a repair check on her shield, she'll try a treat wounds on Tulok. That's a 27 on Tulok. So that is a critical success. So that's 14 points back to Tulok.
Thank you so much, Lady Gilda. I took a strike in the darkness that cut me deep. And I appreciate that.
It does look a touch like an axe wound, but honestly, I can't thank you both enough for not leaving me there to die. It was the right move, and it would have been the smart move, but boy, am I glad to still be alive.
The right move was all of us getting out together.
That is correct. We've already lost enough in here. We need to stay together to move forward. And we would never leave you.
I appreciate that.
Krucka had a 22 on the crafting check.
Oh, dope.
DC 19 for your current shield.
Okay. That will give... well, what's your proficiency rank?
Trained.
Trained, yeah.
Okay, so 10 HP back.
It ain't nothing.
Is it 10 HP back?
It's 5 plus 5 for every proficiency rank.
Okay.
Yeah, so 5 and then 5 more for trained. Should we go somewhere else and be away from here for a while and maybe actually sleep? I'm very tired all of a sudden.
Perhaps we could move.
Yes, we should rest. I'm still feeling not myself.
Perhaps we should move through where Jal used to be. We can go up quickly to the next floor and be out of this space, this level, back to more familiar terrain.
Yes, perhaps we should find some soap on the way.
Well,
I guess we could complete your loop there, Tulok.
I'm wary in case it works, but perhaps we'll check. And he starts leading the way that way.
Okay.
And it leads right back to your precious bar of soap.
Gilda will take the defend action.
And Tulok avoids notice and bends down and picks up the bar of soap and just chucks it back in his pocket. Smells it. Smells like lavender.
Okay, so what's the what's the plan here? Where are you going back to?
Well, the next level is the library, so we might as well go to Belcora's private reading room and just chill there.
And I hope you'll be able to see it in more or less its entirety, but just
I can
see the glory of this map, this redone map, because we're using the official Abomination Vaults module now from Paizo. And Narki did these maps, but they're only available through the official module, and they are stupidly good.
Ridiculous.
They're fucking beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, we wave hello to Augril on the way in.
Yeah.
Oh, Lady Gilda, you look a little worse for wear.
I've been better.
His jaw's like falling off.
He's got ghoul scurvy from just eating protein. Okay, so do we want to set watches or do we feel safe up here? I can't remember.
Oh, you're pretty secure here, especially Augrail in the library, like milling about and doing his thing.
Okay, I mean, Gilda's just gonna immediately pass out in one of these chairs.
Yeah, Kraka's probably going to do the same.
Is this the stairway that goes to Jal?
No, that's the stair. He goes to the dining room.
Yes.
So, like, we could technically be snuck up upon.
Yeah, it could be. You could always be snuck up on. You've just yet to see it happen.
Do you want to set a watch, Scott?
I say
Or you
watch.
feeling it's-
I say, well,
Okay.
You know what? Tulok goes out and says, Augrail, please come here.
Yes, Master Tulok.
Perhaps you wouldn't mind reading within this room. We need some sleep, and could you just watch over us in the meantime?
Certainly. Is there anything in particular you would like me to read?
Well,
Or shall I just indulge myself into the poetry that I love so much?
As much as I would like you to recite some more poetry for us now, perhaps you could do some reading on the topic of...
That beautiful orc man and his weird gray tan. We call him Kraka. He's one bad motherfucker. Thank you.
Gilda's already asleep.
Kraka's pretending to be.
Okay, so when it comes to this, let me check my notes.
Just give Augrail the secret of skulls, and then give your backpack the worm, what the worm knows.
I know, I was trying to figure out the backpack's name, and I felt like an asshole.
Oh, hello. My name's Duffy Bindleford. Thank you very much. I'm courtesy of Head Reaver, our most beloved patron of all time.
Shout out
Oh,
Head
wait,
Reaver.
why am I bleeding my nose? I'm not even a real person.
You also don't have a nose.
Oh, that makes it even more ridiculous.
I've seen the artwork.
Oh, hello. Master Tulok, is there anything I could do for you? We've gone through some harrowing times together. I kept quiet so you could have your concentration.
He's just like on my back as we're like just getting fucking destroyed by this thing. It's been a long time. Can you remind me exactly how he works? Like, he will just...
Yeah. Yeah, I sure can. So Duffy is basically a bag of holding,
Mm-hmm.
and he grants a +2 item bonus on research checks if you are researching through books, and he prevents you from any critical failures. And then he's also able to help you identify which of the schools of magic is most appropriate to identify an item. So he has to be able to swallow these sort of things to give you the benefit. That's the idea.
Okay. Let's do some more research on
Any Belcora checks.
Yeah.
You should have some reasonably new, well, with the update on the journals for Foundry, there should be some new layouts to the checks, hopefully.
Okay, so we haven't done any restricted collection or secure collection for Belcora.
Yeah, you still have lots to do with Belcora. You still have some stuff on Nimbaloth. You still have some stuff on Will-O-Wisps. And you haven't done anything on Flesh Warping, which is your newest topic.
Okay. Tulok is going to be rolling on Nimbaloth
Okay,
in the restricted collection.
gotcha. You're using books from the restricted collection.
Yeah.
And go ahead and roll me a religion check.
Reliage.
Oh, give me that. Oh, I'll swallow that book for you. This one tastes like mushrooms. Moldy.
19. Not gonna do it.
No dice. That's 2 hours gone by.
So what did we decide on watches?
All right.
Or I thought Agriel was just doing it.
Nothing. I don't know. Yeah, I kind of fucked up there because I thought that maybe they could do some research while we were sleeping. So he tries that, hanging out with Duffy, and then he will just drop to sleep as well as Agriel watches over them, reading at his own leisure.
Technically, Augrael gives you a bonus as well. But I can't remember if they overlap or not. What kind of bonus did they give Duffy?
Like +6 probably, right? So that's gonna be
No.
a pass.
You get an item bonus from Duffy, and I think you get a circumstance bonus from Augrael. So as long as you're within this library and next to Augrael, you basically get a +3 total.
Okay. Not gonna do it.
But we can agree that we're all taking a long rest, and I guess we're setting watches.
Yeah.
Yeah, and however long it takes, because I fucked up the goddamn calendar, which I'm still really mad at myself for, especially since the calendar got a wicked new update. We're gonna say it's the next day at about 7 a.m. by the time you guys are done your watch. But we can roll through a couple more of these research checks if you want to hit some thresholds. But let's just expedite it.
Yep.
I'm sure each of you can attempt 2 on your watch. So why don't you give me a second one, Tulok?
Yikes. Even worse. That's a 4 on the die for an 11.
Yeah. You're probably just too distracted from what the hell just went down, and you're on the first watch, and you're just exhausted, and you're like, this is too much. So you have no luck. Who wakes up? Who do you wake up next?
Kraka would take second.
Kraka then. Kraka, I'm sorry to wake you, but it's your time to watch us.
I'll watch you and some books at the same time. And he'll crawl out of the chair. While they're sleeping, he would like to roll on Belcora, also from the restricted section.
Okay, he's going Belcora instead. Okay.
25.
That's a success. Very nice.
Hell yeah.
Okay, didn't expect that.
That's fucking awesome.
No new thresholds, but yeah, you're forward.
Okay, and then if he can, he'd just keep going on Belcora.
Give that a go again. Yeah.
Less impressive. 2 on the die for a 10. Started just
no
reading
dice.
the same paragraphs over and over because he was tired.
Yeah. And you go to wake up Lady Gilda.
Mm-hmm.
She wakes up nice and refreshed, finally. Full HP. That drain condition is gone, which is nice.
Yep.
And how long are our watches?
I didn't really
6 hours?
double check this, but yeah, something like that.
Okay, Gilda spends all 6 hours trying to repair her shield and manages to give it back 7 HP.
Okay. Sorry, I'm laughing because I just it's roll on my screen. It's roll. We're just spamming it.
Yeah, well, it's one every 10 minutes, so that's
Yeah.
6 per hour times 6 hours. So that's 36 rolls I just did.
Oh my god.
And I gained a cumulative 7 HP. So for the listeners, she's untrained in crafting. And it's a DC 19, so that means I need to roll an 18 in order to give it HP back.
Oh, damn.
Also, just so we know, technically a party of 3, if you're taking each the 4-hour watch, it's a 12-hour total time for everyone to hit their 8.
True enough. But you can have Augrael watch for one of them and reduce that if you want.
Cool. Yeah. Shout out to Augrael.
Just make it faster. Yeah. You are rested and probably still feel a bit weary from your experience. You just went through a lot back to back. A lot of mystery and confusion and like some really gnarly stuff like wights and a swarm of crawling hands and that creature, that insane creature.
Yeah.
Void glutton.
Yeah, that was a tough couple of days.
What's on your minds and what do you plan to do next? Because your options are looking more and more limited at this point of where to go next.
To Duncan's point, I think after seeing Krucka wielding that flaming axe, maybe they actually have a discussion about trying to take on this wood golem for once.
Yeah, I mean, if she brings it up, or because I don't believe they would have really spoken about it before now, would they?
Yeah, Krucka didn't know about it.
Yeah, so I think Gilda does bring it up.
Didn't we poke our head in there one time? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, and we almost got murdered. That's why we left.
No. Have we poked our head in since then, or did we did? No, we didn't.
No.
Okay.
We haven't. It was like a whole process of breaking down the door because you just couldn't get it. Lady Guild just stood there and just smashed and smashed and smashed, and then you finally get in there and she sounded a retreat, which you guys ignored. And she couldn't do damage to it. Tulak could barely do any damage to it, and the only thing Physic had in his arsenal was fire, but it needed to be magical fire to work. So, like, you guys were boned, basically.
Yeah.
Ooh, magical fire.
It was like it was built to avoid your exact party makeup.
Yeah.
I really should double check.
Well, that being said, if that's your plan, there's no reason why you wouldn't be privy to a reminder of what it is built of. Because you got, if I recall correctly, someone rolled a critical success and got like the full breakdown.
Yeah, we got a lot from the wood golem.
Yeah. So it's resistance to physical 5, except for adamantine, which you don't have any way to bypass. It's got a fuck ton of immunities, up to and including non-lethal attacks, paralyzed, poison, sickened, necromancy, healing, magic, mental, yada yada yada. The magic one being one of the most important because golems have what is called golem anti-magic, and it effectively can only be hurt by magical fire. And how it is hurt by that is very specific. We don't have to get into that detail again, but like it will not take the damage you deal to it. You just have to hit it with magical fire, and it will take a selected amount of damage. And that's both for impact or area of effect or persistent fire damage. It would also be healed by plant magic, slowed by earth magic, none of which is in your arsenal. And it's vulnerable to shape wood, not in your arsenal. It had the ability to shoot off like splinters of itself. You will recall. Quite aggressively, in fact. So it's the issue for you guys is its immunities, especially the magic part for Tulak.
Yeah, I think that I'm just gonna try to be support here.
Okay.
So Tulak's gonna turn to them and say, "There's not much I can do to attack this wood golem, but that being said, I could bring back something from the dead, and I could cast haste on you. I could quicken you. I could make you disappear. So I will try to do what I can from the back, because my magic just doesn't suit this type of combat."
As you're talking, Gilda's slowly drawing the retribution axe.
Nice. This is what I wish you pulled it last time.
I couldn't. It was in my backpack.
You could have. You just would have taken more actions.
Since we know that it can only get damaged by magical fire, maybe you guys can help me out. I'm not sure if the fire damage from this gold dragon instinct counts as magic. Does it have to have like the magic trait to it?
That is a very good question.
Is it on the axe?
No,
It is
when I go into a rage, I have the dragon instinct in the barbarian class. So I chose a gold dragon as my dragon.
As a quick ruling here, I am going to look up a gold dragon.
Yeah, I'm looking at them.
and see what if its breath weapon counts as magical.
I don't think it does.
It
This is your instinct?
Yeah, he's got a draconic instinct, a dragon instinct, and he's chosen the gold dragon, which gives him fire to his attacks. And it looks like all signs point to yes, because yes, it has the fire trait, but it also has evocation and arcane, which are distinctly magic traits.
Okay.
So I'm
Sweet.
going to count it as magic.
Someone's getting angry.
That is, yeah, a massive thing. It's a game changer in this fight, probably. Maybe. Well, we'll see.
Okay. Can you roll one more crafting check on my shield there, Duncan?
Yes.
please?
Can you roll one more medicine check on me, please?
Oh, you're healed.
Oh,
You're
yeah. How much did you heal up overnight?
You heal like your level plus your
Your level
con mod.
times your con mod, which would have been 10 HP, giving me 71 out of 80.
Okay.
Oh, so you didn't heal
I
up.
healed up
Away.
for the 10 that I was due.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a 19.
That's an easy one
so
to
you get
forget, eh?
14 back.
Okay, perfect. That's all I needed. And a 21 on the crafting, so another 10 back.
Okay. Perfect. So that puts me at 60, 64. That's good enough.
That's funny because the higher level you guys get, the more HP you have, so the less likely you are to recover large amounts when resting. So we're hitting that point now where it's like you're not getting
Well, until
full.
these fools get a crystal spindle Aeon stone.
It's
Right?
not raining Aeon stones out there.
Not yet.
You could literally pass it on when yourself, like when you're done.
Yeah.
You could be like, okay, I'm going to bed now. Like,
Yeah, that's just so I know that's by the rules you can do that, but it's so
Yeah.
cheap.
It does feel cheap, yeah. Okay, so Scott, what's your verdict on Golem Round 2 Electric Boogaloo?
Yeah, well, I mean, I thought that Tulok throwing down that little tidbit, he's in.
Okay, cool. Let's fucking do it.
When all you have is an axe, everything looks like a tree monster.
Gilda's got the retribution axe in one hand and shield in the other, and she's fucking ready.
Yeah, Kruka's right behind her.
Can
she
the
will take-
retribution axe be one-handed?
Yeah,
Nice. Versatile.
I think so. I mean, Foundry allowed me to put it on one hand, so
Yeah, but that might just be holding it in one hand.
Oh, the retribution axe.
It would have like a change grip action if it was two.
it does. Yeah.
Okay, sick.
Yeah, but
But I-
that doesn't mean you can attack with it in one hand,
Oh,
unless it has a certain trait. I think.
I can't tell what traits it has.
Like roll your damage now, and then put it back in two hands and roll your damage again. It didn't change, which means it's only a two-handed weapon.
Okay. So
Yeah.
she will stow the shields.
Oh, shit.
It is.
Pull
It
out the
functions as a
axe.
great axe. It's a +1 great axe at its base.
Okay. Taking the scouting action. If we're all ready, she hefts the axe in two hands and lays a boot into the door.
Well, before you do that, the second that you're about to, Tulok will cast haste on you.
Hoo-hoo.
Okay. Can you do that pre-combat? I mean, why the fuck wouldn't you be able to?
Yeah,
Cast
it's
a
just
spell
a
is-
duration
is
of 1
is an
minute,
exploration
so
activity.
yeah.
Okay. Haste
Okay.
is cast, and what is Kruka doing?
Kruka's gonna step behind Lady Gilda as she walks through the door.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do: is we're gonna start an initiative. It's gonna be a loose initiative. So Tulok spends his first two actions. I assume it's two actions casting haste.
Yes, sir.
Lady Gilda, you are gonna spend an action booting in the door. We'll call that your interact action.
Wait.
And then stepping in.
Yes. Second action.
And then Kruka steps in line behind you now that you've given him space as his first action. Do you have another action you want to do, Kruka? Or are you just going to wait to see what happens?
Yeah, he'll wait to see what happens.
Okay. So cast, boot, step forward, step up. Everyone roll their initiative.
Now, listeners, we are all in a line staring right at this thing. So if it goes
Yeah.
first, we're fucked.
Just for a reminder, this room is like a library of its own. And there's like this diorama in the center of the room of Absalom, and the golem is on the other side of this like 5-foot round diorama like table, and that is going to effectively put us through first round. So that's 1 round countdown on the haste. Lady Gilda, what do you do?
So first action is to stride her full complement.
Okay.
Second action, she will swing with that retribution axe.
Okay. You can already see it start to twist as you enter the room and get ready to attack you.
That's a 27 to hit.
That hits.
Nice.
That is 6 points of slashing.
Okay.
She will strike again with the retribution axe.
You can feel the resistance as you hit it.
That is a 14 to hit.
Miss.
Okay. And with her final action, she will stride 5 feet away.
Okay. Tulak.
Tulok mutters an incantation under his breath. His eye fades from view, and he summons a flaming skull directly in front of the creature.
Says what?
A flaming skull.
Okay, what level is this creature?
2.
15th.
Level 2? Okay. Flaming skull. There it is.
All right.
Nice.
And from there, it will strike out. Oof. 12 to hit.
It's a miss.
Not so good. And then we'll attack again at a map -4. And this is going to be... Oh, no. Map -5. 24 to hit.
That is a hit.
Okay.
Nice.
So, this is going to be 11 points of damage. So it's 1d6 plus 3 bludgeoning plus 1d6 fire damage.
Okay. What does the total of your bludgeoning come out to?
That's going to be 5 bludgeoning, 3 damage, or 3 fire damage.
Okay. Sorry. This is you were headbutting this creature, is that
I
right?
am headbutting this with a fucking burning flaming head.
Oh my god, I did not see this coming. Okay, so the bludgeoning damage does not go through at all. It's totally unaffected. However, the sparking fire coming off of your forehead does. And it takes a whopping 22 fire damage.
Hell yeah.
That's crazy.
That was a pretty big roll. Krucka, go to town.
Krucka looking in, he was waiting to go into a rage because he wasn't really sure what he was coming across here, but he will dig deep inside himself and remember the time he tripped over a tree branch or a tree root sticking out of the ground. And he will fall into a rage.
Oh, can I just point out too? I forgot to do this. This is the new artwork, courtesy of the official module. How wicked is that?
Oh, that's incredible.
Oh, wow.
That's what you fought the first time. It's like a proper wood bended, magical bended like sculpture of Belcora. Like it's so
That's
cool.
freaky.
I like how
that's
even the
sick.
teeth are pointy.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. The
I'd
artwork
say
that
it's
they
metal,
put
but
in
it's
for
wood.
stuff that wasn't there in the original is like so good. I'm like, man, I'm so pumped. I have artwork for
check
Clort.
the gram for that one, listeners.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. You rage.
And then in a
What do
rage,
you- how else you
he
get?
will sudden charge his way in there. Yeah, so 2 actions to suddenly charge up to this thing and take a swing with the butchering axe. 2 on the die for a 16. That's a hero point.
Okay, hero pointing it.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
You earned it.
Yeah, for a 26 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. We've got
Oh god. what do you got?
26 damage, 22 of which is slashing, 4 of which is fire.
Okay, holy shit. Okay. So 22 minus 5, so that's gonna be 17. And then the fire you inflict through this is gonna be a sweet 19 damage that goes through.
Nice.
Like
Oh
that.
my
God. You have just you're just pummeling this thing now. It is like practically on fire. Is that your turn? Rage, run, strike.
That's my turn.
It is the wood golem, who will now instinctively use a splinter volley. Actually, shit. I fucked this up last time too. I'm gonna recall one this time. When you strike Krucka, a piece of wood like splinters off and comes at you. And it's a 32 to hit.
That's a crit.
And you're gonna take. It's a crit. Oh shit. Okay. You're gonna take 26 piercing damage.
Okay, so
Uh-oh.
It's as its reaction. So it didn't do it to Lady Gilda, it didn't do it to the Flame Skull, but it did it to Krucka. And now it's its turn, and it is going to shoot off a volley of these splinters, and it can do up to 4 strikes to anyone basically in sight. So actually 30-foot range. Tulok? Oh, you're just in range. Amazing. That's gonna be let's go with Lady Gilda first. 21 to hit.
No, sir.
Let's go Flaming Skull. 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
12 damage.
Copy that.
Krucka, 28 to hit.
that hits.
13 damage.
Okay.
And Tulok. Oh, please let me crit. 30 to hit.
No crit, but it definitely hit.
Oh, damn it. Okay. 15 damage.
You're sick.
And then the wood golem lumbers over towards Lady. Actually, yeah, it's gonna lumber over around the table, staying within range of Lady Gilda and the Flaming Skull.
Krucka would like to use no escape as a reaction.
Okay, do tell.
So as it's moving away from me, I can use my full complement of action to follow it. I will go southwest around the table.
Oh, you follow it. Okay.
I don't know if I have to follow it. Let me reread that, sorry. You keep pace with a retreating foe. Stride up to your speed, following the foe. Okay.
Okay, so you have to basically loop around, but still, that's still awesome. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
And that's a reaction?
It's
Yep.
a reaction.
Wow.
He's a powerhouse, man. Okay, that is Lady Gilda's turn.
Lady Gilda's first action is going to be to stride. So she is now flanking this thing with Krucka.
Okay.
Second action will be to strike out with the axe. That is a 32 to hit.
That hits.
That's 14 points of slashing.
Okay, that's a good hit.
Yeah, but
Third action will be to trip because this is a sweep weapon. So it will be an athletics check with a +1 to try and knock this motherfucker on its ass.
Okay. Athletics versus my reflex.
Yeah, that's 29 versus your reflex DC.
Yep. Success.
Regular success.
Regular success.
Okay, so you fall and land prone.
Okay.
And with my final action, I will take a swing with a map -10. That is an 11 to hit.
11 to hit is a miss.
Okay, that's all 4 actions from Gilda.
Okay.
Not bad.
Tulok.
Oh, wait, sorry. That athletics check should have had the multi-attack penalty, so that would only be a 23.
Oh, but you're also flanking. Did you count that?
Yeah. I did not know. Flanking's on you to count.
Oh, on
not
me,
me.
right.
Yeah.
Right. Let me just double. I don't think flanking affects.
I don't think so either, because it's your reflex DC. So
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. So, okay, that would not have done it.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not prone. Whew. Not that you aren't winning already. Tulok, what do you got?
all right. Tulok will sustain. The Flaming Skull will actually use Spitfire.
Okay.
19 to hit.
Nope.
Damn it. And you know what? He's just gonna go for one more here. So, and that's a 12. Okay. After sustaining, Tulok has 2 actions left, so he will stride.
Pull out that cantrip deck and use like a flame strike or something.
Just gonna stride to the inside of the door and cast guidance on Krucka, and that's it.
All right, and it is Krucka's turn.
Krucka is gonna guide that axe right into the forehead of this here golem. It's a 21 to hit with the guidance.
That is a miss.
Well, he'll just keep swinging. At a
Okay.
-5, 25 to hit.
That hits. Oh boy. the shit-eating grin on his face.
29. 29 damage, 25 of which is slashing.
Okay, so 20 goes through, and there's no way this thing doesn't burst into flames now because it takes another 20 fire.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
damn.
Just
It's taking
handled.
4d8 fire every time that's a direct hit, and it's just like boom, it just erupts in flames and starts to like crumble and like drops to one knee and then slouches over, nearly falling onto Kruka himself, and just oh man, it just goes out in flames. You probably also like, oh shit, like don't let it hit the books, don't let it hit the
Yeah,
books.
right. Gilda's like trying to put it out with the flat of the axe.
Yeah. And it is destroyed.
Kruck is just like spitting on the flames.
Holy fuck.
Not bad.
I thought you
Oh,
said this
man,
thing
that
was
was-
hard to kill. I didn't find so.
A far cry from the
I
first
didn't
encounter.
find so.
Yeah, it was you quite the help there, Crocker. That was much easier than the first time around.
Well, I'm very smart.
That is too true. We are definitely
God.
more equipped to fight enemies like this now than we were before. Thank you very much for your help. It'll be a boon to have cleared this entire floor of enemies.
As far as we know, the amount of secret passages we've found previously, hard to make that assumption for real.
I suppose you're right. I shouldn't become too excited. That's when you lose focus.
Oh no, I'm not saying don't be excited. It's the little victories that matter, especially after almost losing my life to that void eye thing. This was a much needed stress reliever. She says that she like hefts the axe and then puts it away and pulls out her shield again.
Tulok is just walking into the room, and he just kind of walks up to the flaming skull, which is something that he's never cast before, and just takes it in as it kind of hovers in front of his face, and then unsustains the spell, and it falls to the ground in front of him.
I like the idea that it perches on your arm like a falcon.
Yeah, like the warmest falcon in the world.
Right, you're in a sizable room surrounded with books. I believe the door outside. I think there was a sign outside. I can't remember. Do you guys?
Yeah,
remember?
there was a lock, was like a
Yeah.
Okay.
book or something.
Though it would have specified siege castle history.
Oh,
And I think you guys actually made a check on the diorama already, but I'll carry it over and remind you that the diorama is basically depicts Absalom with heavy damage in several areas. And you know that it's basically a representation of Absalom from about 500 years ago. It omits damage sustained from sieges within the last 500 years. So as a lot of you might know, Absalom has been sieged many times, but it's never been taken. And so it excludes representations of the attacks from the Red Siege, the Siege of Ravenous Raja, or the Black Echelon Uprising, and so on. There's a number of them, so that stands out. It is evidence of this place being 500 years old, essentially.
And these shelves seem to actually contain books.
These ones contain books. Yeah, this time.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think
Ah.
Freeman let us know that this was another research area, if I'm not mistaken.
It actually is not.
Okay.
It is a series of books that every single book you go through pertains to something to do with the sieges of Absalom. And the more you look at it, the more you realize that there are many books that will actually contradict each other. I could make you spend a whole bunch of time in here doing checks, but I don't feel like it. So if we assume you're happy to add this to your list of sending Augrail in and studying it, it doesn't take long to realize that this room is dedicated to cross-referencing and detailing what is true and what is not true about the sieges of Absalom, trying to determine what worked and what didn't.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think Gilda would be able to pick up on that pretty quickly with her,
Yeah.
society and her history of warfare.
Yeah.
Like it would be, I think it'd be pretty clear pretty quickly. She would have seen and read a bunch of these books while training to be a squire.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And like some of them are just like, they have so many conflicting accounts of what happened. And this room is just so very obviously dedicated to like figuring out which ones were truthful claims and which ones weren't.
This is definitely her war room.
Not long after your success and research, like Augril will make his way in and be like,
Oh, another beautiful discovery. I don't think I ever got in here. I think the cult of the Canker was afraid of this room because of that golem.
There's like a Christmas tree burning on the ground as he steps in.
and he helps you search through the books, and some of them are earmarked, some of them have like annotations all through them, and at some point he actually finds like a folded piece of paper in one that's like holding a page, and he looks at it and he goes, "Ah," and he just throws it on the ground, and he keeps looking through the books.
Krako will pick up that piece of paper and take a look at it.
And looking at it, it seems to be ripped out from a book of some kind. And it appears to be a list of names, and there are instructions to strike these names from records.
So he'll show it to the other two, and then ask
Any notable
Augril.
names?
He'll turn to Augril and say, "Do you know these people?"
I don't know. I don't really follow people, just histories. It seems like a petty thing to strike names from history.
Can I roll a lore check on the names?
What kind of lore do you have?
Heraldry?
No, there's no heraldry involved. Actually, you know what? Yeah, go ahead.
I was prepared to make my case, but I'm glad I don't have to because it's a very flimsy case.
Love you, flimsy case.
That's an 18.
There's no heraldry here. However, the way the instructions list and the way some of the names are patterned, you could pick up on this is something to do with family history, which would be normally akin to heraldry. So you don't know which family, but it seems very important. And it's a pretty long list. Tulok, you're looking at the list?
Yes, and I also was going to say, so that was pulled out of a book, you said?
Yeah, it was like folded and like used as a bookmark almost.
Oh, but it wasn't like
has
a page torn out of a book.
No,
Okay.
It was like not. It was just in there and not part of the book. What the book was like talking about.
Understood.
Or
Okay,
written
yeah,
about.
I am looking at that as well.
Okay, it's you go down the list of names, and it's pretty much only last names.
Okay.
So you might get a couple like initial for the first name kind of thing, and that's how Lady Gill is able to like narrow it down. But the one that stands out to you, Tulok, is Della Reese.
Oh. Interesting. A little bit of backstory.
This doesn't come up at all.
No, it has not.
At all. And how does Tulok feel about seeing that name? On this
Well,
list?
it makes his blood turn cold as ice because that is the name of his family. And so, he left them in Absalom, and if there's issues, they could have had quarrel with his ancestors or anything like that, but obviously nothing had happened yet. But he's just looking at this, and his hand starts to tremble with the piece of paper in it, and he kind of looks up desperately towards Lady Gilda, and then to Kraka, and then to Augril. He says, it's the name of my ancestors, of my family. They live in Absalom. We own a tavern there. a hotel. I don't understand why they're here. Magic runs in my family. Perhaps they were in danger, or they are in danger. I don't know how old this note is. Can I roll a lore bookbinding to see if this note was written recently or if it's aged?
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yes, you can. Of course you can.
You got it, listeners.
Oh my
So
god.
good.
Oh my
30
God.
episodes and he got it.
And it's just a shitty 14 with a 5 on the die.
It appears to be just as old as any book in this place.
Okay, I'll take that.
It's reasonably delicate and brittle, but like it should be more so given it's 500 years. But you know, the magic in this place is preserved a lot.
Yes.
But yeah, it's
All right, Tulok. Wait. Just breathe and think. If your family name's on there and you're standing in front of us, that means possibly it wasn't a success. The idea was to wipe these names from history, and yours wasn't. So I wonder if there are many more people on this list who wasn't wiped from history.
Yes, I do understand that, Lady Gilda. It makes me concerned as the attacks have started again. As Otari was attacked. Absalom may be next. This is not a localized problem.
I think she pokes the model. I think we can safely say that Absalom is next. But these, if they were to be given to oblivion, they are probably the families that could have stood against Belcora. And if that's the case, your magic probably runs deeper than you know.
And Tulok goes to look at the piece of paper again, but without realizing he had just clenched it into a tiny little crumpled up ball in his hand. And as he does, he quickly realizes what he's been doing and he pulls it back apart. And he takes it and just folds it and slides it into his pocket of his cloak. You may be right. And that both concerns me, but also fills me with a fire to continue this.
Well, next time we go to Otari, we should give those names, maybe not that piece of paper exactly, to Aloria and have somebody from Galentine Deliveries look in on these names or these families the next time they're at Absalom.
Absolutely. You're completely right. Perhaps if Raphael is still there, he can track them down as well. Help us out from the inside.
I just pulled Aloria from my memory banks, so I'm real proud
I
of
was
myself.
actually
Yeah,
going, I
good
can't
for
believe
you,
you
buddy.
remembered.
Yeah.
I was literally going, holy shit.
That's a hero point.
Oh,
Yeah, give the man a hero point.
He's pretty intent on killing me, so
Nah, you
Yeah.
can have one.
I'll take it.
That's pretty good.
I'll
That's pretty good.
take a pity hero point.
That being said, I think you all should know the townsfolk a lot better than you do. Thank you for nothing.
I use this journal so much.
You
So
know how much
often.
work I put into making all that accessible to you.
I use it all the time. All the time.
I like shoot
God.
magic.
You haven't even so much as gone to Crow's Casks.
Or the druids. We hate them all equally.
Or the druids.
We actually did go to Crow's Casks. But it was a long I might be wrong. It may not have been this game.
That's
You
where
went
the
and
dwarf boy
Troubles
is.
in Otari.
That
You've
might
never
have been
gone
it.
in this campaign.
Yeah. No, Physic went. He went to help to get Magilloy to help identify one of his formulas, didn't he?
Oh, really?
Or to go buy a couple of formulas?
yeah, I
I
think
think
he did.
Physic did because they're like the
don't
alchemist
remember.
place in town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I must have glossed over it because I don't remember.
It was pretty quick. It was like a shopping spree or something to buy like another formula or have one
Oh, okay.
identified or something. But
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, you probably for any healing potion you bought, you probably bought it
Well,
Right.
I've bought many.
there, and wasted even more.
Hey, he's still alive.
Gilda still has the one she came to town with. So
All right. Well, small bomb drop.
Yeah.
For Tulok.
and that brings us to the pressing question of what next. Is this 500-year-old note with names on it that we can prove definitively weren't erased from history? Is that our most important?
To be fair,
Um,
I think I said it this way, and if I didn't, I meant to. It doesn't say erased from history. It says erase from the records.
I mean,
And that's how the way I meant it.
I
Just
don't see a difference.
I could be the records of the nefarious goings on of the dungeon and not history as a whole. They could be secret collaborators that they're trying to keep, clandestine.
All right. Okay. So maybe Tulak's great grandmother helped build the
Yeah,
castle.
that was a concern as soon
If you
as
say erase
Duncan
from
said
history,
it.
that does imply kill the family. It's to a degree. But I didn't say that. It's from the records.
No,
Meaning
and Gilda wouldn't assume
Yeah.
She does assume that it means kill the family, but also destroy the records. Like oblivion is to delete somebody the evidence of existence, which would include killing the bloodline, and that's where her head is at, is sending these people into oblivion, right? Like no trace of their existence ever exist ever. So
yeah, I guess the thing is in order to rectify all that, it's like why strike them from the records? The why is the most important thing to confirm the how.
yes, and that is not Gilda's top priority.
Yeah,
Gilda's top priority is cleaning this place out and finding another good fight.
Is there anything
But
else in the
as,
room? Have we done a full search?
You've done
No.
at this point you've definitely done a full
Okay,
search.
nothing in the smoldering remains of the
Now let me just check its inventory. Oh, there is none. Okay.
ashes.
I gotta say, not a lot of magic items lately.
No, you've been running pretty dry lately, haven't you? Well, where is that room past the void glutton?
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, let's go right back there.
The closet and the fuck shack, I think we're okay for now.
We'll make our own fuck shack. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
Jesus.
I was scrolling through Tulak's inventory, and am I able to wear a healer's glove and a hand wrap of mighty blows, or is it hand wraps plural and they both take up the hand socket?
They are both, I believe, worn items, so you cannot stack worn items in the same.
That was what I
appendage.
thought, and that's probably why
That's
it's
why I
in
have
Tulak's
it.
inventory and not
Yeah.
in Gilda's. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
that
then-
that makes sense.
When earlier I asked if Duncan had good medicine, and he said, "Oh, he uses nature for his checks." I was like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah.
Because I have it, but I have +1 to medicine. So.
Yeah, it's cool. I just wanted to double check on that before we move forward. So what is our plan here? Are we going back to Atari to stock up and rest, or are we going to press into that bloody cage room? Because those appear to be our two options so far.
Yeah.
You also have the route south by the pavilion that you avoided because there was a big pile of mushrooms.
Oh yeah.
And
Right. So this is the southern mushroom path?
Now the map's
Okay.
changed, but essentially there was like a larger growth of mushrooms like piled together around, like beneath that sort of.
I think
Pipe.
we did that. Wasn't there like a roper somewhere along here that we
Nope.
fought?
You turned and went north. You didn't go down.
So we have the tunnel under the shit pipe, where we think Azenray probably went to, and then we have north and the bloody cage room.
Yep.
Okay. Where do you guys want to go? I'm pretty indifferent.
Krucka would like to heal up before anything because he took.
Oh, did you get hit?
Oh yeah, pretty big.
I got hit too.
Okay.
Yeah, I got
Oh
hit
yeah, they
too.
both got hit with the splinters.
Yeah. Plus the
Splinter volley.
wood chip that came off when I hit him.
Right. Okay. So Krucka, you can have 11 back.
You.
Tulak, I just hit that.
You don't tell me about your sex life.
That's 9 back to Tulak.
I mean, we might as well
that-
take some time for me to be able to do a heal on myself as well. Because
If that's the case, just take the compass for 10 minutes. Or
okay,
however
yeah,
long
I
you
need 21 HP back. So.
So it's 21 minutes, and that means I can do another medicine on Tulak,
Okay.
which I fail.
Cool.
Nice.
No, I can't. No, I
No.
can't. Treat wounds is once an
No.
hour. I can put on the gloves and bust that healer glove.
Yeah, if you're not going to use it
Too
in
like
combat
using healing
anyways.
through his gloves.
You can fucking lay on hands, dude.
Oh yeah, I can just lay on hands. Yeah. So that's 18 back Tulak.
Oh,
you could
damn.
like lay on
And then
hands,
I was
treat
only down
wounds, and then it's
6.
recharged again, essentially.
Yeah. Just go up to max, because if Krug is going to take 20 minutes with the compass, I can just do 2 lay on hands.
Rocking the soft
don't do
cues.
that often.
Dust.
God damn.
Yeah.
Do you just want to take those healer's gloves?
No, you should keep them, because if somebody goes down, it's probably going to be Gilda,
Yeah,
and
fair
it
enough.
makes more sense to hold on to those in case somebody's backup character can
Like
use
an oh
them.
shit button, right? Once a day, boom, heal.
Yeah.
For a character that can't heal, it's pretty big.
True.
Yeah, and you could always wear them too, Luck. Like there's that you can just pop a 2d8 once a day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's got them on.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Oh yeah, he's wearing them.
Yeah, so once per day you could just give yourself 2d6 plus 7.
Oh, I don't have to hit the heal check?
No,
No.
that's just once per day. The heal check, they give you a +1 to your heal check.
Oh, I thought it gave me a
To
plus
your
one, but I
medicine
still had to
checks,
hit
just
the
general
check.
medicine checks.
Oh, okay, okay,
No.
okay.
You just
I
have
like
you have a one action activate. You could just boom, heal
Yeah,
once per day.
Perfect.
it's like a budget battle medicine.
big budget guy over here.
So we're all healed up. Where do we want to go? Gilda will take the compass back because it is her source of light.
Yep.
Right.
Okay. I think that we should go. Let's just go fight this fucking bloody cage thing.
All right,
I'm all pumped up, bricked up.
all jacked up, coming off the easy golem win.
Goddamn right. As they pass Jaw's area,
Yeah.
Tulok reaches into his bag and pulls out the tiny cultist effigy that he took from the room with the corpse of the gibbering mouther and just lays it down beside the fire.
He just lays it by the fire. Okay.
Just leaves it there for him, just to creep him out when he gets back.
Gives his wolf a doll.
Yeah, it's a chew toy. And also a fuck you, but not quite as savage as the soap.
Okay, Freeman, can you be the date?
Yeah. So date we're gonna go with 29th of Rova. Time of day, which I've been super slack on. You rested. I said it was about 7 a.m. when you finished, and you went and fought the wood golem. So we'll call it. Let's call it noon.
Okay,
How
I just
many-
want to put it into my notes every now and again in case we blow the calendar again.
Yeah, how many days has it been since I sent away my armor to get hooked up? 2 days?
Oh my god, you did that? I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, to get the armor, the
Slick.
potency rune put on it, so we could make it slick.
Mm.
I guess it's been 2 days. Could be 3.
2 days sounds right.
2 days.
Okay, sure.
But I don't know how long it took to do.
4
We
days.
can come back to that. Yeah,
Okay.
it's 3 to 4 days. Definitely 4 days.
Freeman, mark it.
Fucking market, he says. Oh god.
Rova,
Why do I have to keep track
29.
of everything? Come on. I'm just gonna put on the 1st of the next month. Tulok's armor is ready.
I like the idea that our characters don't really know either. Like, just been down here and so many concussions that have been magically healed. Like we don't know what kind of information
Yeah.
we've lost.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Gilda, fist up, full of divine energy, shield up, taking the defend action, ready to go.
Krug is scouting.
Avoiding notice.
Re-entering the room you noped out of. When you cracked the door, you saw 3 5-foot square iron cages. The bars lined with spikes on the inside, and they hang from chains in the middle of the room. There are blood-crusted manacles dangling from chains along the west wall, and a stout wooden table with more manacles anchored to it stands in the southwest corner. And on it sits a whip made of blood red leather with a silver handle. And next to that table is this creature.
Ooh, creepy. Fishhook earrings.
And it's this woman that's blue skinned, bald, no hair, but like covered in piercings. Her whole eyebrows are pierced from one end to the other along her ears, and she is covered, draped in spiked chains. Eyes glowing this unearthly yellow. And she just turns to you like she did last time. What do you want? Go away. Leave me be.
We were actually hoping you could help us out a bit. maybe have a chat, a cup of tea.
I'm not here to help. I do not drink tea. I have been left here with broken promises. Now leave me in my misery.
We could help.
Help. Fine. If you want to help, then enter a cage and promise me I can do as I please. Because this is what I was promised, and this is what I was given, and this is what was taken from me. This is pointless and never-ending.
And this is the life you want?
The life I want. It's not about the life I want. It's about what I want to do with it. I want to test. I want to experiment. I want to see what the rending of flesh can produce. As do all Velstraks.
Check on a Velstrax.
Yep. That's gonna be a religion check.
Oh.
Oh, are you rolling your own?
I rolled my own, just for shits.
Okay, I thought you were gonna. I was waiting for you
Sorry.
to join
Yeah.
past.
Sorry.
That is an 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't know what a Velstrak is at all. I mean, James and Scott, you might know.
I actually don't. I'm...
It's not the first time I've run a Velstrak for you. That's for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure we encountered one of these in Starfinder.
That's what I thought. Okay, yeah.
Several of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good news.
And she just like shakes her head when you sit there like trying to figure out what the hell she's talking about, and like you take there's a beat in the conversation. She just shakes her head and turns away from you. Just
Tulok slides past his companions, steps into the room. Does anything happen?
No.
You invoke
She just
her
seems-
ire.
She seems resigned.
There was a
She seems-
battle.
There was a firefight. She seems totally resigned at the table, and she's just like, just go.
Tulok wanders to the northernmost section of the room, and he's looking around, and he says, "Perhaps we should kill you and put you out of your misery. Why don't you put down your chains and be done with this eternal torment, standing here by yourself, pitying yourself? You are pathetic, a pathetic creature."
Damn.
That's harsh.
Do you want to roll diplomacy or intimidation?
I want to roll an intimidation.
Okay.
Fuck off. Okay, that's a 7 on the die for a 20.
Her
I
head,
wish I'd have freaking
her head climbs up from its slouch position, and then she stands from her chair. Turns.
Pathetic, am I? Shed my chains, should I? You are not what I was promised, and have no desire to make you it and make you so. But you kill me. My patience is tested, and it is thin.
And all of the chains along the western wall begin to rattle and shake with a cacophony as flakes of blood chip off of them, and they all animate to life. And that's what we're going to call it.
I cast blindness! Blindness! Blindness!
Oh boy.
Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.